Need a solid foundation so that when you go to that next step, if you collapse, you're not going far.
Hello.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for taking the time.
Doing great. Oh, thank you for coming in and wanting to participate with these questions and answers.
Excellent. Um, I have a large piece of property in Central America. I have built a house on it. I am looking to bring in investors to create a community of rental homes and a community of resort type of living, short term, mid term, and long term. Uh, I'm just at that point where I need to start reaching out and marketing to people. Any suggestions, you know, making an incredible offer to uh, building click funnels, jumping on Twitter, any finding specific investors to really start the thing. Um,
So this is not an area of our expertise. Number one, out of the country, we've never invested, and number two, we've never invested, never received investors' money. But I do have a few suggestions for you. There is an office that's called the Family Office. That's the name of it. The Family Office. They're in Miami. They specialize in connecting investors and um, um, people that want to invest in the funds. They teach you the whole protocol. You're able to come in and they'll give you like the whole deck. They'll introduce you to prospects that would like to invest in funds like this. So I would suggest that. I could also refer you to their book. They have a great book that teaches you all about syndication. Um, so that's a good way.
I hear syndication. I heard club funding before. I don't know if there's a difference between the two, and I've been using club funding in my terminology. Is syndication the proper term for that?
Yes. Yeah,
Is
that
that
proper is syndication.
and that's like, is there shares involved with that, or
So
is it just like a written
syndications,
notes?
it's so you're getting investors to invest in your fund, whether it is a one, in a fund you could have just one property or you could have multiple properties. There's also, different types of funds, so it all depends on what type of fund you're trying to create. I could also suggest you speaking to an attorney. That the attorney's name is the syndicator attorney. She's awesome. I have interviewed her before because I would like to see how to get, I want to get a women's group together to syndicate for, in real estate as well, but an only women group. So I did interview her. I thought she was great, gives you great information. She has free oh my God, seminars. Like I'm stuck here, my words. Seminars that you could attend to, teaches you all about syndication, teaches you as one-off deals, meaning just that one property that you have and there's going to be nothing else involved, how to create it, all that stuff. Me personally, again, that is not my area that I could tell you I have done it, so I can't give you experience um, advice, but I could definitely guide you to the right people.
Excellent.
So yes.
That's what I'm looking for. Directions and give it a try. And so
Yeah,
she's
I
she.
think those two people are really good for you because you'll understand the whole concept, and then you could put together, hey, this is what I want, or no, that is not what I wanted at all. I want to go a different way of bringing in these investors, and maybe you want more of a timeshare allocations. So, but they'll be able to guide you, more so than I can because I have never been in this arena, let's say.
Okay. Another avenue would be like property development. Did you ever take like raw land, bring it to where you've surveyed it and created lots, and then you know develop it further and find funding that way?
I have not. We only have done right now, we're on our second development, but we have bought the land and brought, doing a multifamily apartment building. And again, we're doing it with our own money. We have not brought in any syndicators. So I can tell you about a little bit about development. We have hired a development company that only does development. So we're working side by side with them. And we are almost done with our first one and just getting started with our second one.
Do you feel it's easier to jump to a project that's like 10 to 20 million rather than $1 million project? Do
Absolutely
things,
not. If you don't have the experience, absolutely not. For me, I tell everybody, no matter where you're starting, always start on the ground. Never jump up to the top because you will fail with many steps and you could completely go bankrupt. You could lose everything you have if you don't learn every stage of whatever investment, whatever business. There's no way that you could be up here and then start building those blocks. You need a solid foundation so that when you go to that next step, if you collapse, you're not going far. So you got to go step by step. For sure, I would not advise you to go to 10, 20, $30 million project if you've never done it before.
what was
So
the syndication attorney? That was just that's what she goes by.
yeah, I'll send you when we get off the call, if you could send an email and just say, can you please send me these two recommendations information and I will forward that over to you. That way there'll be no confusion on finding them. I'll send you the direct links.
Thank you.
Yes. So
Thank you
yeah,
very
I'll
much.
send them to you. But and where in South America are you building this?
Central America in
Oh,
Belize,
Central America.
just across the river from
Oh,
Mexico. We're on the Caribbean. Lots of diving sites, but there's also jungle inland lodges, and that's kind of where I'm at. I have a farm out there, and I've seen a couple people on Instagram that have got this farming agricultural system that feeds little houses, little tents and stuff. And I grew up in the multifamily flipping houses, and I want to build some solid pieces of real estate that could appreciate in value and generate. The Airbnb thing is huge. Why are these people able to charge these high end numbers when I'm building this business plan to try and scrape out 1,500, 2,500 a month, and these people are pulling 14,000 a month from these rentals, and so
yes, that's a nice project. It sounds like you just need to make sure that you understand the whole development thing, especially that you're out of the country. You need to understand Belize's ecosystem so that you are starting it, right, and not having to start everything and then knocking everything down. I'm not saying literally, but knocking everything down and then coming back to step one. Make sure that before you start it, at least get all the knowledge you can, understanding what are the pros, what are the cons, what could go wrong in the sense of once you start development, entitlement, bringing in investors into Belize, all those arenas that you could really understand it so that when you go to solicit these investors that are going to want to come in with you to invest in Belize, that when they ask you these questions that you are very knowledgeable and being able to answer them, just like right now that we're doing these Q&As. I can't give you full on advice. I could just give you, hey, this is what I know, but I'm not telling you I know it for sure. I'm not telling you this is the way it is because I can't. I haven't done it. So when you speak to the investors and you tell them, well, I don't know,
yeah,
guess what,
those
they're not
those
going to want
those
to
are red
invest with
flags
you.
for them. I don't know, red flags. Yeah.
Exactly. So make sure you understand it. Really, really do all your homework. Dig all the knowledge you can from anybody that's in Belize. That also your GCs. Do you know who you're going to use as GCs?
I used to be a general contractor, so
Okay,
I
so but your
my,
sub, and then how about your subcontractors over there?
I've got crews of guys that I've been with over the years. I built an island out of the Keys there, and I know quite a few guys to bring in. But yeah, labor's cheap, but labor's also expensive in the
Hard.
sense that they're not skilled like you see other places, and you know,
And
so
also, are you letting go of your job or whatever you're doing and moving to Belize full time to get this development
I live
going?
here already. I bought my land like 10 years
Oh,
ago, and I've been farming sugarcane actually, and I've built a tropical off-grid house. So I know solar panels. I know wastewater, water systems, plumbing systems, electrical systems, building construction types, and so and
Oh, so you have a good advantage. That's
yeah,
awesome.
and I mean, and I've just
Great.
been spending years just trying to scrape out again all the information I possibly can about, can you do this? What did they decline? They had some, this project, and they put the no on it, and was it political, or was it this or that? And moving money in and out of the country, land titles, entitlements. Everything's really similar laws, similar common law that we have, up in the States. So that's why I chose this country, because it wasn't like Spanish laws that are far different. So,
Oh, well, awesome. It sounds like a great project. I would love to see it when you have the deck up and ready to
all right,
go.
I will send it to you in that email too, a follow up email.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, and I will go ahead and send you these two sources that I think that would really benefit you a whole lot. And if you have any questions, just email us or make another appointment for the Q&As and we could talk about it.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.